For 17 years, I've been saying hello to women everywhere. Streets, restaurants, cafes, subway stations, festivals, and even bathroom queues. No dating apps, no waiting for the right moment, just seeing someone, trusting my instinct, and just making it happen. And today, I'm breaking it all down for you. Just exactly what goes through my mind when I see her, what I notice, what I say, and how tiny observations create real connections. Let's go.
We're almost there.
You're far now.
Yeah. Where's your accent from?
London.
You're in London?
Yeah.
Yeah? I wouldn't have guessed that actually.
Why? Where do you think?
Like up north or something?
No.
No?
No.
Right here, I'm in the queue, I'm at a festival, right? And I see this girl right in front of me and the queue is pretty long, you know? By this point, I've been waiting for a couple of minutes and I'm like, okay, we're almost there. Very situational, right? I'm not coming up with like something scripted, right? I just comment on something and then, well, she just replies right away, right? And then I don't quite understand what she's saying. And then like I noticed a bit of an accent. So I ask her, where's your accent from? So very, very situational, right? Again, nothing is really scripted here. Everything is very simple, right? I just observe what's happening in front of me. I just let that flow. And in this case, she goes, yeah, well, I'm from London, right? What'd you think, right? So kind of like the vibe plays out very, very naturally.
Are you American?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What was that?
So this is an interesting bit because she actually engages with me right away, right? Because we talked about her accent already and then she's curious. So she asks me, okay, like, are you American? I'm like, yeah, right? So that makes it interesting. The engagement is there and then we just keep it going.
Like, yeah.
Something gave it away.
Yeah. I mean, it's too easy, right? Yeah.
She asked me this question, hey, are you American? I could have been like, oh yeah, okay, so next topic. But I'm staying in this topic, right? I'm just like, oh yeah, that's too easy, right? And I'm just like, yeah, I'm laughing. And then she goes like, yeah. I'm like, oh yeah, right? I'm just kind of really parroting her. I'm mirroring her vibe, right? Little moments like this, we're in the bathroom queue, we're just like waiting, but we're just having fun, right? And that's what makes the vibe really playful, fun, and spicy.
Otherwise, I'd have a completely different vibe. Right? Yeah. I'm too honest for that, you know? Yeah.
Long term then, London.
You can see the continuous engagement here. I keep on expanding, like, yeah, otherwise it'd be too easy, whatever. And then she's like, oh, are you here for long term then? Just a mundane bathroom queue situation at a festival. And now we're getting to know each other.
I used to live here for a long time.
Okay.
Yeah, but I moved and then I came back and I'm just like, I split around my time.
between.
Yeah. How come your accent is like, doesn't...
You can see just the way she looks at me, she's definitely engaged and you know, it's like her body language is not like, hey, I'm waiting for the bathroom, don't bother me. It's like, she's fully, you know, turning towards me and then she's fully like talking to me and then she keeps on asking me questions. She's already hooked, right?
Excuse me. The way you're eating that, it's just like, it's like the most delicious hot dog ever. It's true? It's not true?
Right. This is a fun one. I see this girl eating a hot dog right next to this outdoor exhibition. Like the first thing I noticed about her is that she's just like eating it. She's like really like going at it, right? I'm like, yeah, this is like the way you're eating that. It's like you're eating the most delicious hot dog ever, right? And she like looks at me, as you can see, right? Just like she's like smiling, right? And she's like midway through eating, right? She's like, right? I'm like, no. Like, no, is it not the best thing ever? This one's really fun. Like, I'm not, again, coming up with the scripts and I'm like, oh, I need to say certain things. Like, this is literally what I've noticed about her. The best openers, the best way to engage with someone is actually just being really present and just really calling out the elephant in the room. And that's exactly what's going on here.
It's okay.
It's okay.
Yeah, it's good. It's this one.
Which one?
It's
Oh, okay. So you got it, but then you're not impressed.
No, it's okay.
It's okay.
It's not bad. It's okay. It's good.
It's just good. I love that.
So here, it's been like, what, 27 seconds? And we're still talking about her and the hot dog. I'm slowing down a lot. Instead of going like what most guys do, it's like, oh, hey, I saw you, you're beautiful. Oh, hot dog thing. Oh, what's your name? Where are you from? You know, I'm slowing down a lot. You know, we're still talking about the hot dog. She's telling me where the hot dog stand is. Like, oh yeah, it's over there. I'm like, oh yeah, it's over there. She's like, oh, is it? So it's not good? She's like, oh, it's okay. I was like, oh, so it's not good then, right? So like really kind of playing that thread, you know, really pulling on that thread more, right? And then really like staying present to the moment.
I love that. Also, you have like really artistically curly hair, you know? Where'd you get that? Are you like Moroccan?
This is a super fun one because again, like as I'm talking to her, I'm noticing what I'm noticing, right? It's very meta actually, right? I'm noticing the way she talks to me. I'm noticing her facial expressions, her tonality, her eye contact, her body language, right? Her hair. Her hair happens to be the most artistically curly hair. And then I'm just being very genuine with that, right? Then I tell her, yeah, very artistically curly hair. Are you happen to be from Morocco? And this is a pretty wild guess. And again, also like, you know, one of the benefits of doing this for the past almost 2 decades is that I've just met people from all walks of life all around the world because I've been all around the world. So I can kind of like make sense of where some people might be come from and, you know, their nationality, their ethnicity. Again, it's not about being right, you know, it's about having fun. But every now and then I just have this intuition, little download, and I'm like, I think you might be from Morocco, no? And then she's like, yeah, you know, and she's like, she's hooked. And she's like, whoa, right? You can see that she's smiling.
I got that right away.
Right. And I'm like, I got that right away. And she's like hooked. And she's like, where are you from? A lot of the time, like you'll notice in these clips I'm showing you, they ask me pretty quickly, okay, what about you? Where are you from? It goes to show that they're actually interested. Because if they're not, they're gonna either be leaving, they'll physically like not be there with you anymore, or they'll be like, okay, cool story, like, okay, bye, you know, this type of vibe. But here, they're always engaged, right? And here, it just so happens that, well, I made an observation about the fact that she's having this amazing hot dog. Well, I guess not too amazing. And I called out her artistically curly hair. I guessed her nationality, and she's like, she can't help but be hooked, right? So that's what's going on here.
What do you think? Where do you think I'm from?
Japan.
Japan?
Yeah.
Very close, very close.
China.
Very close. I think you only have like one country left at this point. No. Very bad. You're Asian geography. Okay, so it's kind of like 5 out of 10.
So here, 2 things. Number 1 is when they're hooked, when they show interest in you, right? Like if it's genuine, you can really milk it. In this way, like she's like, I'm getting her to guess. Instead of just like, you know, opening my book and be like, okay, like here's my entire life story. It's like, okay, well, let me open a little bit and why don't you tell me? I've guessed your nationality, right? Why don't you guess mine, right? This type of thing. And she's like guessing, and I'm like, okay, no, okay, this is not this, it's not this. I'm guiding her essentially, right? I'm letting her really imagine. I'm letting her emotionally invest. I'm making it easier for her to invest, you know, in our interaction, in me. And the funny thing is like, she's pretty bad at it, right? She's like China, Hong Kong, and like she can't really get it. I'm like, yeah, I mean, your Asian geography knowledge is like 5 out of 10. I'm not afraid to like call them out, by the way. You know, a lot of the time, like when guys approach girls and they're like, okay, this girl is beautiful, pretty, whatever. It's like, oh wow, you know what? I'm just gonna shut up and whatever you tell me, wow, like I'm just gonna be like basking in your like beauty, right? It's like, wow, I'm just gonna like, you know, gaze at you from afar and then wow, like, you're just like shining, you know, this type of stuff. Like, no, like beauty is common, you know, she's just another human being. I'm here to connect with her. You know, if her geography is shit, I'm gonna let her know, right? Again, I'm having fun with it. I'm not criticizing her, judging her. Even these little things, I'm saying it with like a cheeky smile on my face. So that's what's happening. Super fun. Something really fun happens. To find out more about what actually happens, refer to the other video where I fully play out the bit. And if you want to know more about how to really create these types of instant, spontaneous, magical connections anytime, anywhere, hit up Papa Choi and let's have a chat.
Hey, excuse me. Sorry, this is gonna sound super random.
I walk up to her and notice my tonality and the energetics. I just noticed a girl standing on the street and there's nothing really going around her, right? So the energy level is pretty calm. So I match my energy, my tonality actually match that of the environment, right? So you can see how I deliver my openers. Like, hey, excuse me, it's gonna sound really random. And again, you'll see me slow down. We'll see.
I just saw you, and then you look like one of my friends.
It's not like I have something to say and I'm just here to just like say that full thing without really taking into account how they're receiving it. I say something, hey, excuse me, and then I look at her, make eye contact, and she's like smiling, right? And then I'm like pausing, and then I deliver the next open, right? And I keep on going. And then, hey, I just saw you. And then she's like, she's smiling. I think she kind of knows where we're getting at. And then I was like, you look like one of my friends. Again, you don't have to have the most polished opener. You don't have to say the perfect thing. Well, there's no perfection anyway, right? Everything is situation. Everything is really spontaneous. Like this type of situation is almost like someone has just caught your eye and I'm taking action. I'm going in there to say hi, to introduce myself. So that's exactly what's going on here. So notice the tonality, notice the pace, and obviously notice the energy and vibe.
Yeah. Are you happen to be from like California? No?
I'm from Sweden.
Sweden. Whereabouts in Sweden?
Gothenburg.
Gothenburg. I spent some time in Malmö, actually. Yeah. And Gothenburg vibe is just like, people drink a lot there. Man. A lot of Bohemians.
We drink?
Yeah,
Oh,
I know.
No, I think everyone drinks these days. Where are you
That's
from?
true.
One thing to note here, a lot of people think that it's like, hey, when you go up to someone to say hello, they're gonna be immediately engaged and they're gonna just like light up and be like, oh, hi, my name is Susie, and they're just gonna keep on going. Well, in reality, it's not like that, right? Because what you're doing is essentially pretty extraordinary. Just the idea of going up to someone to say hello, right? Not a lot of people do that, right? And when you do that, people are kind of also warming up to it. So like you'll see in this situation, she is warming up to getting to know me, right? But then I can kind of pick up on these little subtle cues and she's quite interested and she's hooked. She like smiles at me quite often throughout the whole interaction. She could have been very disengaged, right? She could have not looked at me. She could have just like moved away, walked off, but she's still there and she's talking to me. Now, what you must remember in the beginning is to essentially lead the conversation. Just because someone doesn't really display this level of like excitement or surprise, right? Does not mean that the vibe is over for you. Well, because like she doesn't know you. So like make it easy for her to get to know you, make it easy for her to connect with you, right? So in this case, well, the focus is on her first. So I'm talking about, okay, like you seem like someone from California, you seem like one of my friends, but actually she's telling me Sweden, right? I'm like, Sweden. Instead of trying to go to another topic, instead of be like, oh, Sweden, that's cool. Okay, what do you do? This is what most guys do because like they don't know how to actually go down on one topic, you know? They get nervous, so instead of like pulling on one thread, they go to another one and they go to another one. So the conversation ends up being pretty scattered. In this case, I happen to have spent some time in Sweden. And I'm like, yeah, you know, I spent some time in Malmö and yeah, Gothenburg, damn, like people over there are very bohemian, a lot of artistic people, you know, they drink like crazy, you know? So you're from there. I'm kind of like essentially doing a little bit of this like assumption vibe here, you know? Obviously everyone's different, but I'm telling her, it's like, yo, people are crazy from there, you must be crazy, right? This type of energy. And you can see she's hooked right away because she's asking me a question, where are you from, right? Again, she's showing her interest, right? That's a hook point.
What do you think? What do you think I'm from? Take a wild guess.
You sound American.
Yeah. US and Korea. Yeah. So what are you doing in London from Gothenburg?
I'm studying.
Let me guess. What you study.
I can see that she's like engaged, but she's still a little bit shy. She's not there to just kind of like tell me all about her life yet. I'm switching the focus from me back to her because that's what she's more curious about, more interested, obviously. I'm like, okay, what do you do here in London? She's like, I study. Okay, let me guess. Instead of being like, okay, you study economics, philosophy, okay, make it more fun. Anytime you have a question, especially in the beginning, turn that into an observation statement, turn that into an assumption. Again, this vibe develops, and yeah, if you're interested in learning more about what actually happens, check out the link below and check out the other video.
Hey, excuse me, is this like tasty? Is it? Just okay? okay doesn't seem that good, you know?
Do you want to try?
Yeah, sure. What is it?
I don't know, it's just
Mano muscle.
it's not bad.
This is a really interesting one because I'm just walking down the street. I see this girl by Whole Foods and she's sitting outside eating some chips or crisps if you're from the UK. And I'm like, oh, let me go say hi. It's actually one of the most ballsy things to do if you can pull this off, right? Because a lot of guys are like, oh, wait, how can you like do that? She's like sitting alone. She's like minding her own business. Like, how do you interrupt her? Well, when I go up to someone, like my mindset philosophy is that, well, I am the gift, right? Anyone who actually comes into my world is lucky to meet me. Right? Not coming from this egotistical mindset, but actually like for real. This is like, I've cultivated a lot of self-acceptance and self-love. So, well, yeah, like let's actually see if they qualify enough to really explore this vibe with me or not, right? So that's what's going on here. I'm going up to her literally and notice the way I say hello, right? Tonality, very low key, very chill, very relaxed, right? Hey, excuse me, this type of energy. It's not like, hey, excuse me, wow, oh, you look so beautiful. Wow, like, what are you doing here? Just like eating chips on a Sunday morning? Like, you know, it's like a complete different energy. Super simple. I go up to her and ask her, hey, excuse me, is this tasty? That's it, you know, because like she's eating, I'm like, I'm curious. Is this tasty, right? I'm like, should I get some of that too, right? And I'm like, okay, let me get some of that, right? And then she senses the vibe and she's like, oh yeah, like you want to try? And then like she gives it to me.
Not bad, thank you. You don't, when I first saw you, like you didn't seem like you're from here, but like you sound very much like you're from here.
Oh yeah. Well,
Yeah.
not from London, but
Yeah?
Yorkshire, yeah.
Yorkshire, is that like, that's like north, right?
Northern. And
Northern.
are you American?
Yeah.
I make it more about her, right? Because, well, the chips are nice, right? I love me some good chips though. But what I'm really interested in is actually knowing more about her, getting to know more about her, right? And I was like, actually, when I saw you, like, this is what I've noticed about you. And this is, I'm literally calling out the elephant in the room and telling her what I've observed about her. Everyone is interested in how they're being perceived by others. You know, this is like human vibe 101. So yeah, she's naturally curious, right? I'm just playing out my observation about her. She tells me a couple of things and then she's like, are you American? Right? Again, super easy, super simple.
Yeah. It's pretty obvious, no? Huh? I spent some time there. I moved around quite a bit. Like all over the US and Asia, so.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. And you?
The way I talk about myself as well, right? It's, yeah, I spent some time there. Everything is you gotta actually calibrate, you know, where the energetics is at, you know, because everything is about vibration, everything is about vibe. Because here, I'm kind of noticing that instead of like, okay, like guess more about me. It's like, let me tell you a little bit about, you know, where I might be from. Just like a little hint here and there. Yeah, because she's already guessing. It's like, oh yeah, LA? Something, yeah, I spent some time there, but you know, here and there, boom, back to her, right? Because I want to get to know more about her. I'm leading the conversation in that direction.
You're from, like, you grew up in Yorkshire your entire life.
Yeah, I just moved here 5 years ago, so
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, I mean, that's the vibe. Obviously, we can keep it going, but yeah, like at a certain point, I'm actually having this like a really deep podcast conversation with her, and then, you know, we get to know each other on a deeper level, and then the vibe keeps on unfolding. As you can see in all these different approaches, there's no scripts, there's no pickup lines, no routines or anything. I'm literally making an observation about where they might be from, about what they might be doing, what they might be feeling, you know? Is this tasty? Is that great? You look like one of my friends, right? It's like all these things. I'm not like, before approaching, I'm like, okay, let me say this and say that. It's just like, oh, this is what actually is coming to me right now. And let me just like say that. So it's actually the most simple thing you can do. Like whatever comes to your mind, if you just have the courage to actually express that, right, and have fun with that, that's where the vibe is at. You might be wondering, Steven, what do I do if nothing comes to my mind? If I can't think of anything? Well, at first, of course, you can't really think of anything because this is a brand new skill. So just the idea of going up to someone and saying hello, it's just like a crazy reality for the vast majority of people. For you, I'm sure. But the more you practice, like when you go out there, instead of just kind of like being in your tunnel vision, doing your own thing, you go out there, whoever comes into your field of vision, make observations, right? And make assumptions. Oh, I think this person must be an aspiring lawyer who secretly who really hates everything about law and really wants to pursue a career in music, right? Something like that. This like outfit is like very reserved, but actually she's like a rebel, right? all these things, right? Like the reason why everything flows to me so naturally is because I practice so many times that I can just like think of something, whatever, out of thin air, and all these different insights and downloads really come to me very effortlessly, right? And when you do that, or when it comes to me, I express that because I've done this literally over thousands of times across more than 30 countries around the world. I have the knowledge that I can make these types of connections, magical, spontaneous connections anytime, anywhere. So this confidence allows me to just express myself playfully. And that's what moves a vibe forward.
Hi, excuse me. This is gonna sound super random, but are you happen to be from Indonesia? You're not from Indonesia. Where are you from? Philippines. Oh, okay.
Why are you from?
Let's see. Me?
Here, notice the tonality. I noticed this girl sitting by herself, like in this big square, and I walk up to her and I go, hey, excuse me, it's gonna sound a little random. Are you from Indonesia? Very chill, matter of fact. I'm just displaying my curiosity. Curiosity is the most important thing, right? And what I coach my clients is the frame, the lens on your reality, you know, the lens through which you look at the world. And the frame I really have adopted over the years is a baby frame. Babies are curious. Babies don't give a fuck. When you actually really adopt this frame, well, like I'm here to really just play and display my curiosity. Notice the tonality. I'm not here to go like, hey, excuse me, wow, where are you from? You know, are you from Indonesia? This type of energy, you know, like a simpy energy is like, oh, hey, no, it's like very matter of fact. Hey, excuse me, I just saw you, super random. Are you happen to be from Indonesia, right? Completely different. Tonality, really important.
Me? What do you think?
Again, she's hooked, she's curious about me, so she asks me right away, you know? She's like, okay, what about you? I'm like, okay, what do you think?
Indonesia?
No. If I was from Indonesia, I would have probably spoken to you in Indonesia.
Right. This is also calling out the elephant in the room. She's saying, yeah, oh yeah, maybe you're Indonesian. Well, if I was Indonesian, maybe I would have spoken to you in Indonesian, right? Easy. Whenever you have this conversation, not having an agenda is really important. Really paying attention to the present moment and just really playing with whatever happens, whatever is happening in front of you. That's really the secret to really unlocking the vibe here.
Take one more guess.
Nepal?
Nepal. Wow, I haven't heard that. That's a super.
You have an American accent.
That's a super funky one.
You have an American accent, so I don't
I'm culturally American.
Oh,
Yeah.
really? Did you grow up there?
No, I will half the time.
Half the time.
Yeah.
So you were born in Asia?
I was born in the U.S., but I grew up in Korea.
When she gets this Nepal, I'm like, oh, Nepal. Wow, that's funny. Like, I've never really gotten that before, right? You see the way I talk to her, it's just like, I'm very self-amused. Well, because all this is fun. I'm not here to really get the perfect score on an exam or anything. I'm here to connect, I'm here to play, I'm here to have fun. And it's like, oh, Nepal, that's pretty interesting, right? All this type of energetics. And she keeps on guessing and he's like, oh yeah, maybe you have an American accent. And like, instead of saying, oh yeah, I'm American, done, right? I'm making it easy for her to play with me. I'm making it easy for her to find out more about me, right? But not in this surface level, one-dimensional way, but in this way where I feel like I'm finding a little bit about this person, you know, but like I want to know more, you know, maybe here. I'm kind of sprinkling in the vibe here and there, right? Yeah, I guess you can say culturally American, grew up kind of like in different spots around the world. I was born in the States, but you know, really grew up in Asia most of the time. And then also later, you know, spent my time all around the world, right? So then it's like, he's always curious, okay, where then, right? So we don't necessarily have to really talk about this, but now there's some conversation fodder there, right? So making it a little bit interesting. Instead of opening the book completely to them, it's almost like opening a little bit, and then showing like a part of a chapter. And then it's like, okay, she took a glance at it, it's like, okay, let me close it again, right? But you have to earn it, right? So making the whole vibe really playful, right? So really that's the vibe here.
Hey, excuse me. Sorry. Do you speak English? A little bit.
Yeah.
This is gonna sound very spontaneous. I just saw you. You look cute, so I wanted to come say hi. Hi.
Thank you so much.
I'm Steven. What's your name?
You can call me Tanya.
Tanya, but that's not your real name.
So here's a context for this one. I noticed a girl walking over to a subway station, and well, she's about to hop on a subway. And I want to like stop her momentum. So I see her walking, and then I see her like here, right? And then I walk past her and then I stop right in front of her, right? You see the body language here. Because I'm there to stop her momentum, again, notice the tonality. I'm not like, hey, excuse me, I just saw you and I wanted to come say hello. Hi. It's not like that. Very subtle energetics difference. I'm saying, hey, excuse me, I just saw you. You look cute. So I wanted to come say hi, right? Notice how the tonality goes down like this. Is very like authoritative, and it's like, hey, like this is like a matter of fact, you know? Really kind of like making it quick, but also at the same time, I'm not rushing. I'm using simple language to make it easier for her to understand what the vibe is like here. Body language, very important. Tonality, very important. As I'm saying, I have a huge smile. Hey, hi, you know? Again, what I really recommend you to do, this is probably one of the best examples of how to approach a girl who's walking down or moving pretty fast, right? You have to really essentially stop her momentum, walking around, stopping right in front of her, just to have this like face-to-face, you know, bit of this tension. Tension is good. That's what like the yin and yang energy is for, right? So I'm creating that, and obviously, great tonality, great smile, right? And then open body language. I'm like, I slow down and I'm like, hi. And then she tells me her name. I'm like, Tanya, that's not your real name, right? Again, I'm always staying present in the moment. I'm noticing what she's giving me. I don't have my own agenda. Nothing's scripted, you know, nothing's planned. I'm literally working with what's given to me at any moment. I'm here to play. So that's the vibe here.
That's not your real name, huh?
Yeah.
How do you spell O-O-M?
O-U-M.
O-U-M. It's like a meditation body, you know?
Yeah, whatever.
But and Tanya are completely different names.
Right. See here, she tells me at first Tanya, but then she's like, I'm like, oh, okay, interesting. Oh, right? Meditation vibe, right? See, I'm having so much fun with it. Self-amusement, the most important thing. And when she sees that, I'm not here to really like ask her for candy or whatever, right? I'm here to really play, have fun. I'm just here to like connect to see if she qualifies for magic, right? And I'm just here to really just express my utmost authenticity, my realness. She's like having fun, right? And she's like, yeah, I laugh, she laughs. You can see the vibe developing already within 30 seconds.
How did you pick Tanya as your name?
My dad.
I'm like, okay, Tanya, these are two completely different names. So how did you even pick? So like, again, everyone wants to be seen and heard, and me talking about her name and me displaying that curiosity is the most important thing to her, right? And she knows that I'm not here to like sell anything. I'm just here to vibe and connect, and she feels that. And like now she's like telling me about her name, the origin and everything, you know, in less than 1 minute, which is pretty magical and effortless at the same time.
Dad is a Finnish guy, so when he called me like it's very like he can call my name like so he called me Tanya.
That's so interesting. I feel like in Thailand, people have always two names, right?
But this is really powerful because it's been less than a minute of me saying hello to her. She tells me her names rather, her two separate names, about the fact that her dad is from Denmark, and she's telling me, and she was about to go jump on the subway, but she's like no longer interested in that, right? She's just like talking to me now. This one, actually, we end up vibing for almost half an hour. There's another video where I provide a way more in-depth breakdown of this approach. So go check that out and get involved.
I saw you and you look cute, so I wanted to come say hi.
Okay.
Yeah. You're like so nervous. You're like, yeah. Are you Thai?
This is also another very fast approach. I see this girl about to purchase a ticket for the train, and I just noticed her. I was like, hey, I just noticed you. You look very cute. I want to come say hi. Again, very quick, right? Because the environment kind of calls for it, right? She's about to do something. There's a lot of movement going on. I'm like, okay, let me catch the vibe here and just, you know, express myself. And here I deliver my opener and she's like, okay. And then I was like, oh, you're like so nervous. I'm mirroring her, right? Again, paying very attention to what she's giving me. I don't have my own agenda. I don't have my own, you know, scripted lines. I need to say this, X, Y, Z. It's not like this logic, you know? Everything is a play, right? And I was like, oh yeah, you're so nervous. And she's like, yeah, I'm so nervous.
Are you Thai?
I'm half Thai, half British.
She's wearing this mask and I see her, just like her eyes, like she doesn't look like Asian or completely anyway. I was like, are you Thai? And she's like, oh, I'm half British. And she's telling me more about her already. Within, it's been like 10 seconds.
Half Thai, half British.
Yeah.
You speak British English.
I'm speak like American.
No, you don't speak like I'm American. Like you don't speak.
So she tells me she's British. I'm like, oh, so do you speak British English? And she's like, oh no, I speak like an American. I was like, no, you're not. You don't speak like an American. I'm American, you know? Like otherwise, like I wouldn't know, you know? So again, like I never take whatever they say to me at face value, right? I always question. Right? It's like just because they're pretty, just because they're or smart, attractive, beautiful, whatever, I need to like just take their opinion or perspective at face value. You know, I'm here to evaluate because I've got my own world. I've got my own lens through which I look at the world. They've got their own lens. Well, like, let's see what the vibe is like. You know, we're here to play. I'm not here to just like accept everything you tell me, right? This type of energy, really fun.
You don't speak like.
British.
Okay, what's your name?
Tammy.
Tammy.
Yes.
That's
Tammy.
very American. I'm Steven. Nice to meet you.
My hair is so cold.
Your hands are sweaty. You're like nervous already. Like, hey, I'm sweaty.
This is really fun, right? Because we're introducing ourselves and I shake her hand. And again, everything is very, very meta here. You know, I could have just like shaken her hand and be like, okay, next one. But then I'm shaking her hand. I'm talking about the handshake. Her hand is very wet, right? It's like, oh, wow, you're nervous already, right? Wow, like so nervous, you know, this type of stuff, right? I'm very in the moment, just talking about what I'm noticing. Sometimes I talk about my observation, right? Which is like one level deeper, which is really fun. Again, being really, really present, really staying in the moment. And you've already noticed the vibe. This is the only way to have the most fun and to create a real authentic connection because everything is about the present moment. Everything is about now. We're getting a little bit spiritual, but that is a vibe here.
Hey guys, quick question. Is there like a black and white party going on today?
Now, you're probably watching this thinking, is this really this simple? Here's the thing. What you're seeing isn't just random luck. This is 17 years of mastering real connection. The kind that happens in broad daylight. No alcohol, no games, just pure human connection. And I teach guys just like you how to do this every day. Not with cheesy pickup lines, but by showing up real, present, and knowing exactly how to create that instant chemistry. Because when you get this, it doesn't just change your dating life. It changes everything. Your way of being.
No.
Because like you're like so coordinated, you know? I'm just like, yeah.
I see a group of 3 girls and they look like they're friends. Their outfit is very coordinated, all dressed in black and white. And that's literally the first thing I notice about them. And I just go straight in. Hey, is there a black and white party going on? Like, cause you're so coordinated, right? Like literally, is there a party I should know about? Let me get involved, you know? Now, approaching a group of women is quite different from just approaching one girl because, well, obviously, you gotta suss out the energetics of the group and you wanna make sure that the vibe is on point with all of them.
Coincidence.
Yeah. Coincidence, right? Yeah, it's coincidence.
They're like, oh yeah, it's a coincidence. I'm like, oh yeah, sure, coincidence, right? Coincidence, right? So you see the way I really say things, my tonality is really important. One thing I actually forgot to mention is that whenever you're with a group of people that you vibe with, you know, your energy level is higher, it's natural. So then I want to not only match the level of their energy, but also go one level higher so that I don't go in like, hey, excuse me, I just saw you guys and, you know, like, is there like a black and white party going on? No. Hey, excuse me, is there a black and white party going on? Like, what's going on here? Like, you guys seem like so coordinated, right? I can say the same thing, but the energy level that I really bring in with completely changed the vibe here. There's a difference between like your energy level and tonality, and you want to make sure that both of them are on point.
The group chat before we left is like, we're black and white. Make sure we match, guys.
I'm like, how much like how much investment? You know, like you like very
What's
carefully
that group
thought
chat?
it through.
It's the first time we've seen each other in like 10 months, so it's definitely not coordinated.
No.
You haven't even communicated.
No.
You just like, it just happens to.
No.
This is interesting because one girl is kind of vibing with me and she's kind of like also joking because I said coincidence, right? Oh yeah, coincidence. coincidence. And she's like, we were texting in the group chat and like, make sure you all wear black and white, right? Obviously she's joking, right? And another girl engages. She's like, yeah, you know, we haven't seen each other for a long time. So like, we definitely did not coordinate, right? So she's explaining, she's making it easier for me to understand the vibe here. So you can see how like, when one person is invested, the other person sees that, oh, you know what? Like this interaction is cool. I want to get involved too. So now you see actually as the interaction develops between us, you can see that everyone is getting engaged, you know, and everyone wants to be a part of it.
Well, we got on the train and I went, besides the length, we're in the same outfit.
Yeah,
like,
Yeah.
the exact same outfit. It was
Love
just,
it.
it's
Yes.
just
Love
telepathy.
it.
Too
Yes.
much time around each other.
Love it.
Yeah.
It's great, right? I'm just like loving, I'm just kind of giving them high five, each and every one, right? And she's like, yeah, like, you know, she's telling me what's going on. I'm like, okay, I love that, right? Everyone's smiling. Again, the vibe of the group was here. This was their energy level before I said hello. And then I went in there with this energy and now like together, we're kind of elevating the vibe to another level. Yeah, high five, let's go. This type of energy, you know?
Big
Yeah.
brain waves.
Yeah.
Are you guys all from the same area as well, like same neighborhood?
No, she's just arrived yesterday from Venezuela.
Here, I'm playing off the fact that I could have asked them, hey, are you all from London? Are you all from New York? Wherever? But I'm like, are you all from the same area? Because like their vibe is so in sync. I'm like, what is going on here? So I'm displaying my curiosity, right? So I'm still really pulling that one thread. We're talking about that one topic, right? Just like about them. That's what's most important right now.
But
Wow.
today, like,
Well, today, yeah, 3
Yeah,
hours
today,
ago.
yeah.
3 hours ago, it actually like landed.
She left yesterday, yeah.
Super fun one. Turns out they're a rising UK girl band and we exchange our contact info and then we vibe together. So great. Super easy if you know exactly what you're doing.
Hey, excuse me. Sorry, this is gonna sound super random. I noticed your whole vibe, you know? Very like cyberpunk.
So here, I'm at this outdoor market and there's music going on, right? So even though the vibe is quite chill, I need to match the energy, right? So like my voice is like a little bit high, right? Hey, excuse me, right? This type of vibe, right? And I got delivered my opener. I tell her, hey, I noticed you and you have a very unique vibe, very cyberpunk because her hair is dyed platinum blonde, you know? She's wearing all of these like jeans vibe here. And I'm like a cyberpunk, right? And the way she responds to me, she looks at me, she's like, oh, thank you, right? And I'm like, oh, maybe she doesn't understand what I'm saying, right? So I'm like, okay, do you know what I mean, right? Rather than just moving on, I'm like, okay, actually asking, did you get what I mean? You see me kind of going a little bit deeper here.
Is that what you're going for, by the way? Like cyberpunk?
Yeah, I know exactly.
Yeah? But I mean, you must maybe not cyberpunk then, because like, yeah, when I said that, you're like, it's not. What kind of vibe were you going for?
I'm very calling out the elephant in the room because I was like, okay, were you going for that? Cyberpunk? And she's like, oh yeah, like I know what you mean. But like, were you actually going for that, right? Maybe not then because like I said it, but then you didn't seem like you get it. I'm very outspoken, right? I'm not just like thinking in my head is like, oh, she didn't get it, whatever. I'm like, okay, let me actually express it. Is what I'm thinking actually the reality here? You know, like let's actually get it out of the way, right? Let's actually speak very authentically.
Like your hair, it's very well put together, you know? So, where are you from? Are you from?
I'm like talking about how like, okay, like very well put together. And I'm like telling all these things. And the funny thing is she's there, she's in front of me, she's smiling, right? But she's not really giving me much. She's not really saying much, right? I'm like, maybe her English is a little bit like not there. And I was like, okay, you know what? This thread is kind of coming to a dead end. Let me actually switch. Let's actually get to know more about her, right? I was like, like what is the vibe here? Where are you from, right? Like this type of vibe.
Where are you from? Are you from China? Yeah.
Instead of saying, hey, where are you from? Like, where are you from? What do you do? What do you do for a living? This type of stuff. Where are you from? And I catch myself, you know what? Like, I'm just gonna guess. Like, are you from China, right? Making it way more fun.
Wait, what part of? I'm not from China. If I was from China, I would have spoken Chinese to you, right? I would have been like, xie xie, xie xie, xie xie.
Right. Again, like she lights up now, right? Now she's like really smiling because I was like, yeah, if I was Chinese, because she asked me, okay, what about you, where are you from? Are you Chinese? I'm like, no. If I was Chinese, I would have spoken to you in Chinese, right? And she's like, oh yeah, right. So now like the vibe develops.
Du's olive or something like that. I'm trying to like come up with like any Chinese that I know, but obviously I don't know.
Yeah, it's in the middle.
in the middle.
Because she didn't seem like she spoke good English, I'm trying to like make the vibe a little bit warm because she seemed like she's like engaged. Let me actually say a couple of things in Chinese that I think I know to like ease the vibe into it, right? This is a funny one because at first the vibe feels very like some confusion there. Like maybe I could have walked off because like, oh, maybe she's not really investing much. But really I find out that, you know, it takes some time for her to really warm up to it. And then it turns out she actually speaks like pretty decent English like later on down the line. And then yeah, like she tells me about her parents, how like, you know, what her name means and, you know, like her town, the origin story, like why she came to the UK and all that stuff. So super interesting. So that's a part of going up to say hello anytime, anywhere.
Excuse me. Sorry. Totally didn't mean to bother you, but that looks really tasty.
Right. This one is like, I approach her and it's not like I'm thinking, I'm like watching her and I'm like, okay, when should I approach her? Let me actually observe her and then I'm just like, okay, I just want to approach her. Let me just go, you know? And the moment I approach her, it just so happened that she's midway through her food. And like, I was like, hey, excuse me. And she's like still eating. She's like slurping her noodle, right? Like, oh, sorry, totally didn't mean to bother you, right? So I'm just very in the moment.
Where'd you get that from?
From the other side.
Yeah?
All the way to the left hand side is the first store.
Totally didn't mean to bother you. Where'd you get that from? That looks really tasty. Really simple, right? Because I was a little bit hungry and I wanted to also get some noodles. And she's like, yeah, over there. She's explaining, right? Letting her invest.
What was that?
It's the first food store there. They sell
First food stall there.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's like green around, like a chop shape thing.
Mmm.
Yeah, they have like okonomiyaki.
Oh, I love me some okonomiyaki.
Yeah.
That looks like a mix of okonomiyaki, some different noodles.
No, it's yakisoba.
Yakisoba.
Like now we're talking about food because yeah, like she's talking about there's some okonomiyaki, whatever. Oh, I love me some okonomiyaki. And it's like, okay, that's not okonomiyaki. There's oh yeah, there's yakisoba. I'm like, oh, okay, cool. Like that's great.
But you're not Japanese.
Instead of talking about food continuously, I'm switching the focus back to her. I was like, but you're not Japanese though. Again, there's no logic in this. Like I don't have to always be like, okay, like from food to whatever. It's like, okay, but like she's having Japanese food, but then like I'm not really getting this Japanese vibe. So like I'm curious, right? So I'm just like, okay, but you're not Japanese though.
Let me guess.
Again, here, I could have asked her, it's like, okay, Chinese? I could have just asked her, where are you from? I could have done that, but I'm actually turning that around. I'm making it more fun. I tell her, okay, let me guess. Let's actually make it into a mini game. Chinese. Yeah?
I'm not from China though.
You're not from, wait, what? You said you're Chinese, but you're not from China.
Yeah.
Right, again, this is like another quick comment. Okay, so she's like, I'm not from China. Okay, but you said you're Chinese, but you're not from China. So like, what's going on here? So like, again, trying to understand the vibe here. Again, never taking at face value what's actually being given to me. Always like questioning, right? And then having that conversation with her instead of just thinking about it in my head alone. How does that work?
All over the world.
Oh, right, so you're one of those expat Chinese?
No. I'm from an Asian country.
You're from an Asian country. Okay, I think I got it. Singapore.
Yes. Oh my god.
You got it.
You're the first person who got it.
I'm like, yeah, Singapore, right? I'm like listening to her. She's like, yeah, I'm not one of those like expat Chinese, but like, you know, there's like a country, whatever. I'm like, oh, Singapore. There's Singapore, Hong Kong, Taiwan. There's like, right, a couple of countries. Like, oh, Singapore. I got it. High five, right? Super easy, right? Now, she was eating midway through and all of a sudden we're talking about like where she's from and all that stuff and like, you know, our bubble is developing, right? It's like she forgets that she was even eating, right? This is what ends up happening when the vibe is on point.
Hey, excuse me. Hi. This is gonna sound super random. You look like... Can you hear me?
The energy is very interesting. She's standing outside a Starbucks and looks like she was waiting for her friend, right? And I go up to her, really chill energy. There's not a lot of stuff going around, right? Not a lot of people around. It's like, hey, excuse me, really random, right? And then before I deliver my opener, I can see that she's like either doing something with the phone, right? And I was like, okay, can you hear me? Right? I'm just like checking in with her. Never say anything, like never deliver your opener like the fully without actually checking in with them. If they're not even noticing you, like what is the point anyway? So always make sure you have the right eye contact. and smile, obviously, right? Notice the tonality here. Very, very calm, very chill. Not this like a approval seeking. Hey, excuse me? Wow, you look amazing. I wanted to come up and say hi. None of this, right? Hey, excuse me? Super random, right? So notice the energetics here.
Yeah.
Great. You reminded me of one of my friends, so I just wanted to check if you're one of my friends, but
I was like, you reminded me of one of my friends. So I just wanted to check to see if you were one of my friends, but obviously you're not, right?
you're obviously not, but you have an accent.
And then she laughs, right? I'm telling her literally what I'm thinking, right? Without any filters. And she laughs and I'm like, but you have an accent though, right? Really easy. I don't always have this agenda. Okay, I have one thing to say and let me just deliver my opener no matter what. This might be the thing as I'm noticing these things, but actually as I'm talking to her, all these different things are coming up. These different items are actually adding to the conversation topics.
You're not from here. Yes. You're from Germany?
No.
Wow. Wow, that's a very you got offended a bit. Yeah,
I'm guessing where she's from because she has an accent and I was like, Germany? And she goes like, ah. I was like, oh wow, that's a very aggressive reaction. Okay, interesting, right? Again, calling out the elephant in the room.
that's like an aggressive.
Very close.
Very close. Netherlands.
Like very close.
Poland. Yes, I got it.
I'm always giving myself high fives, right? I'm giving her a high five, but I'm like, I got it. Let's go, you know, this type of vibe.
I got it. What's your name? Zuza. That's like as Polish as it gets. That's like if you had to come up with like one Polish name that represents like the whole country, it's like Zuza.
This also comes from my understanding because I've lived in Poland a little bit. I'm aware of the different names, right? Okay, Zuza, okay, probably Zuzana. And this is probably the most Polish name is, if you could come up with one name that actually represents the whole country, that's you. That actually goes to show that I understand her cultural context and she's also interested, right? She's hooked. That's what's going on here.
My name also represents my country.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna guess.
Guessing is not about getting it right, you know? It just so happens that I'm so good at it. Doesn't mean that you have to be good at it as well.
No, you didn't guess my name.
She's already engaged. I'm like, yeah, my name is like so like common as well. But like, she's like, oh, I'm not gonna guess, right? And there's like this like banter back and forth going on already, right? So really, really fun vibe here.
I got your country.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, guess the country first then.
No, there's too many. Like,
Okay, I'm walking you through baby steps, you know? Country first, you know? Based on my vibe, you know? Based on my vibe.
Based on your
Yeah, based on my vibe, yeah.
Here, what I'm doing is really milking the emotional investment. Instead of just like giving the vibe away, it's like, because she's engaged, she's smiling, she's touching her hair, she's hooked, like she's like laughing, right? She's having fun with it. So I'm like, okay, well like, let me make it easier for you to have fun with it. Okay, take a wild guess. What do you think it is, right? And then just really milk it. What is it? You know, tell me. You gotta do some work here.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, women are really good at detecting the energetics behind everything, you know? That's
Women are really good at detecting the energetics behind everything, right? So, okay, you must be good at it too, right? I'm literally telling her my philosophy. Before I tell her that, yeah, guessing is not about like getting it right, right? Just like kind of holding her hand, right? It's like, it's okay. It's not about getting it right. You know, you can get it wrong. Let's just have some fun.
that's like, so you guys are good at that, you know? Way better than men, you know?
yeah,
So-
sure. No, I'm not gonna guess. I don't wanna be.
Wow, you're terrible, huh? You're
Yeah,
just like,
I'm very terrible.
damn.
I'm just kind of like pushing her away, right? It's like, oh, you're terrible. So bad, right? And again, this one develops into something really fun. So if you want to watch the full thing, go to our next video. If you want to level up the vibe, even more if you want to learn how to do something like this where you can create effortless, real connections, soulful connections, anytime, anywhere, hit up Papa Choi. Let me sort you out.
Are you guys from Australia?
Shit.
You're from Australia? Yeah. Where are you from?
Mexico.
Mexico.
Yeah.
CDMX.
No, Guadalajara.
Guadalajara. I love the pronunciation. Guadalajara.
Where the mar-
I'm at Chipotle, this fast food chain, right? And I'm in the queue and there's these two girls in front of me. And I'm like, okay, I'm hearing some accents. I was like, are you guys from Australia? And she's like, yeah, I'm from Australia. And then this girl is like, Mexico, right? And I'm like, I've also lived in Mexico for a bit. I was like, okay, CDMX, right? Meaning Mexico City in Spanish. And she goes like, no, Guadalajara, right? And I'm like, oh, I'm like literally parroting back. It's like, Guadalajara. I like the way she says, right? When you have this vibe of, hey, I'm here to play, I'm here to have fun, whatever, also that becomes your frame, right? Your sunglasses. That becomes your lens through which you view your reality, and that's how other people perceive you as well. It's an inner play.
Mariachi is from. Yeah.
What is it? What?
Mariachi?
Maria, who's that?
You don't know mariachi? Like the.
Mariachi, yes. Your accent, you know. I was like Maria Tree. Like, what are you talking?
She's talking about mariachi, which is like these people in Mexico, like playing these instruments and stuff. And because I don't know the language, obviously, I'm like, I misinterpret what she said, right? And then I'm actually accusing her. So, oh, your accent. It's not me. It's your accent, right? It makes it way more fun, right? And she's like, oh yeah, like, right? She's also like laughing. So that's the vibe here.
What are you talking about?
Yeah.
Got it. Well, we're in Sydney. We're in.
Because the vibe is developing, the girl on the right is also quite hooked, right? And she just like looking at me rather than like kind of like engaging in the conversation or like looking back and forth. She's just looking at me straight up, and then she goes like this, and she's like smiling like this, right? And you can see it. It's funny.
Australia, are you from?
I said it.
Sydney. Got it.
Because she's smiling, I also want to engage her. Yeah, so we're in Australia from Sydney, and then like I just say it, I just blurt out Sydney, like mid with it, and she's like, yeah, you've said it already, you know, Sydney.
Where are you guys from?
Take a guess.
Here.
Do I have a UK accent?
No.
Look, I see this all the time. Ambitious guys who built their careers, got their life together, worked their asses off. But deep down, they feel stuck because none of that success translated into their dating life. Every time you see a beautiful woman, the same story plays in your head. Damn, I should say something, but I don't know how. I'll do it later. But that later never comes. And with every missed moment, you feel like you're just watching life pass by. Here's the truth. When you master this, your entire life transforms. I've helped hundreds of men break out of that invisible prison and create real, effortless connections anytime, anywhere. So if you're sick of watching life pass you by, let's change that. Hit the link below. Some moments change everything, and this could be one of them. Keep calm and bye-bye.